Y'all, first of all, I just got the best news. One of the best news this year. I am so excited, you guys. Hopefully, I'll be able to share it with you guys later on down the line, so stay tuned. So first of all, you guys, happy Black History Month. We are continuing this thing, okay? So first of all, welcome back, you guys, to season 8, episode 2. Yeah, y'all, we already episode 2 already. Season 8, episode 2 already. Like, already on the dot. But like I said, happy Black History Month. Also, this week is Valentine's Day weekend, or day by the time you guys see this. So happy Valentine's Day. Know I love you guys. Know God loves you. And just know that self-love is the first love and the best love to have before you can love anybody else. So yeah. So yes, it is season 8, episode 2 of the For Colored Girls series. You guys, if you guys have not, first of all, if you guys have not watched the first episode of this series, please stop what you're doing in the middle of this video or after this video and go back and watch and get them gems. So get them gems, okay? But I most definitely want to say that this month, I just feel like this whole year is going to be something big, and I'm just so grateful and so thankful, and I'm so ready for this year to continue to unfold, for God to continue to reveal himself, because man, he is working. He is doing the work and he's working. So I'm great. So like I said, we are continuing this For Colored Girls series. So first things first, you guys, the scripture for this week is Psalms 27 and 1. It says, "The Lord is my light and salvation, who shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I be afraid? The Lord is my light and salvation. Who shall I fear? Who shall I be afraid?" So, if you guys don't know, that's by William Murphy. That's where that comes from. Because I had it on my heart. I was like, don't something go like whatever. But, yeah. So Psalms 27 and 1 is the scripture for this week. Also the word of this week, you guys, is strength. I have been talking about strength for the longest, like since last 2 seasons. I have been talking about strength. So yes, have strength this week. You know that you have strength. Know that anything that you need to get done, anything that you want to get accomplished, anything, do not give up. You got too much fight and too much strength in you to give up. So make sure that you continue to have that strength and that you continue to do what you got to do, girl, so that you can get it done. So that you can get it done. So strength. Okay, so on to the next. So this month, you guys, like I said, I will be highlighting the Black African American woman in history. Not only just because this is a girl talk podcast, but like I said before, I feel like women don't get their flowers until they're either gone. So I'm going to give this amazing African American woman that have paved the way for me and all my other fellow classmates, you guys. So I'm going to give her flowers while she is here. So can you help me bring to the stage Ruby Bridges, aka known now as Ruby Nell Bridges Hall, because she is married, Mrs. Ruby Bridges. Thank you so much for everything that you have done. So if you guys don't know a little about Ruby Bridges, she was born September the 8th, 1954. She was the first, let me say it, she was the first Okay, African American child to desegregate an all-white school, which is William Franks Elementary School in Louisiana, during the New Orleans school desegregation crisis on November the 14th, 1960. You guys, she did that. Yeah, she did that. Period. Also, in 1999, Bridges formed the Ruby Bridges Foundation, headquartered is basically, in New Orleans. Bridges launched her foundation to promote the values of tolerance, respect, and appreciation of differences. Wow. In 2007, the Children's Museum of Indianapolis unveiled a new exhibit documenting Ruby Bridges' life. So documenting her life, her story, her contribution to our history. Yeah, country talk always comes out. She was honored with a national painting. Also, she continues to be an activist, wife, mother, and inspiration to other black girls and women around the globe. So she is continuing to build that foundation, continuing to try to help change for black African Americans, also black African American girls and women. Also, she is continuing this thing. She is still around. So thank you, Miss Ruby Nell Bridges Hall. I just want to take the time out to say thank you so much. We're giving you your flowers while you are here. And know that your sacrifice, your parents' sacrifice, your grandparents' sacrifice is not in vain, and that we most definitely, I am truly grateful for you causing a change. So now that I can have any color classmates, I can have the best textbooks, I can get the best textbooks that I want, I can go to whatever school and it be okay. So thank you. I'm truly grateful. On to the next, you guys. So today's topic might run a little bit over, but however, it's okay, and it's a topic that is most definitely needed to be talked about. So today, you guys, I will be discussing being a young African American woman in society up till now. So I say young woman because I'm still growing. I'm still learning. Like, I'm still trying to figure this thing out. I'm still trying to, get things done, but also try to make sure that whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm contributing to history, make sure that it's something great. Making sure that I make it my business to be something great. Making sure that I make it my business to contribute to history, to contribute to legacy, break generational curses, do all of that and the above, and change the face of not just African Americans, but also young black African Americans. If you guys do not actually know, before I actually get into it, I am going to school to be a lawyer. I'm currently studying criminal justice / pre-law at the Bowie State University. Period. But I love my HBCU, y'all. So I say that to say that if I can do it, you can do it too. Don't let nothing stop you. You are unbreakable and you are undefeated in everything, because God is the greatest power. We shall never be defeated. Somebody gonna catch that. So your girl is working to be a lawyer. And also I just say this, like, I feel like if I don't do it, who's really going to do it? You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, my contribution to, society is not just where I want it to be, but it also makes an impact. in America. So stay tuned, you guys, for that whole journey. I am still in school, of course, but I just really hope that wherever I end up, that I end up leaving my mark, and I end up making a mark, so that when people say, who is Caitlin Shakina McGee, they can say, oh, that girl, she pushed, or that girl, she did that. So always make it your business to contribute something to your history. Like I said, Ruby Bridges, we talked last week about Coretta Scott King. So just let's try to carry on their legacy. So yeah. So it's a couple of things that when I think about being, a young African American black or black woman, in society, in America as a whole, it's so many things that comes to mind that I would say I'm dumbfounded or puzzled at times, just having to think about it, because it's not always the best thoughts. It's not always the greatest thoughts. On one hand, you have, pros, and then on the other hand you have cons, and it's just like, why do my cons outweigh my pros? And that's the part that a lot of people don't want to talk about. It's good and bad, but it's more so we have been taught, and we have been shifted into something that has been a kind way to where we don't necessarily always can see or recognize the pros, because all we are knowing or seeing other people actually publicize. Besides certain people, we don't have enough people posting the pros. We don't have enough people showing that we can do X, Y, and Z and be black, and especially since the Girl Talk podcast, be black and be a woman and be a young girl. Even you young, you can make a difference. Getting good grades, doing your chores, showing that you can be responsible, saving money in your piggy bank, being respectful, just changing those type of norms, just changing those sayings, just changing the face of how things have been taught to be, to compare to how things should be. So yes, you young, yes, my darling, you young, girl, you can make a difference in those different ways. So first things first, I want to say that we women have to live up to a certain standard from birth and on up. And I say that to say, that it's always, I tell people love to say, I don't care about what nobody says. But a lot of times what we don't realize is we live in a society where people have expectations. Society has expectations. So it's just like, who makes up society? People, correct? Us, the economy, everything. Even though we have laws in the land, or we abide by those laws of the land, it's still us people that can either change the face of it, add to it, or take away from it. So I feel like a certain standard from birth, really since in the womb, when how when you get that thing, when you get the gender thing, talking about is it a boy or a girl, it's just like when you see the double standards for guys compared to girls, you see that the standard from birth, is a certain thing. How you have these things where girls are smarter, but then again, guys are good in math and science, and women are good in English and history. Sayings like that, which can sometimes, which can most of the time people take it in a good way, because somewhat I feel like with me and my siblings, I feel like the boys were good at math and science, and the girls are good at English and history. However, that was just my household that we grew up in. I don't think it had anything to do with a saying, but I think it just was bound to happen, or it just happened like that. God forbid, that's just how it was supposed to be. But I most definitely think that the standard is set so high so high. When we first come out the womb, it's just like this expectation, this expectation, this expectation, this expectation, and it's never a how do you help me be better than these expectations, and if these are, the expectations for whatever age we may be, that's newborn, toddler, on up, how are you going to help me achieve this thing so that I can do the bare minimum? Are you going to help me achieve this thing so that I can be great and furthermore better? So yeah, I might do another video going more in depth, but yeah, that's really what I have to say about that. Then today I got tired tongue, but another thing, you guys, is occupations, gender roles, capabilities, insecurities are all struggles of Black women. And why I say specifically Black women, because say for occupation, work field, for my field, for law enforcement field, a lot of times, not, but especially in the field that I'm in, I can only speak from, what I know and what I've seen so far in my field. Occupational wise, you have things where, can she handle it? Can she handle somebody tagging her down? If a police officer, is she strong enough to do her job? Is she capable to set aside, with lawyers, are you capable to set aside, how you may feel at the time compared to logic, or compared to using your brain to do your job and actually applying what you really know? So you have that, and then you have the gender roles. You have things where people are feel like this is a man's job, this is a woman's job, this is how it should be, compared to providing for the guy, for men, providing cutting grass, just simple stuff. And then you have the woman cooking, cleaning, maybe need to stay at home. So you just have so many different things when it comes to gender roles that can go on days. You know exactly where I'm going with that, but they can go on days for days. Okay. Then another thing, capabilities, like I said, just what are we capable of. And the funny part is, we are starting to really change the face of what our capabilities is, because now we're seeing what we thought could be impossible. We are starting to actually see that it is possible, and that is doable, not just by African Americans, but African American women. And that, god darn it, we doing it that on thing. We were giving them what they want and more. And a lot of people can't say that they can do that. So hey. Also insecurities. I feel like insecurities is a big one. Because I think a lot of times, I did an insecurity versus flaws video, so go check that out. The link is in the description below on the Anchor app. Where I did an episode, I want to say a couple seasons ago. But I feel like insecurities are what eats us Black women up. Like, we have this thing where we're taught to be so humble and so mellow sometimes. So sometimes being that way, we can't be necessarily, we don't have that arrogance in us as much, or either we have that self-doubt because we just like, I gotta remain humble by any means necessary. But sometimes I tell people, I always say by any means necessary, but sometimes I mean it in the sense of, in a way, how can I say it? I mean it like in a sense of, by any means necessary, meaning like I have to get this done regardless of what may happen, because this is a goal of mine. This is something that I want to accomplish. This is something I'm going to accomplish. So I think a lot of times, when I say by any means necessary, that's what I mean. But I also feel like, that comes back to those insecurities. It's an inner thing. It's something that we struggle with, then you question the by any means necessary. So then you have us that think, some of us, not all of us, that think, not as strong minded as other women. And I could say at a point in time, I was one of those young girls, before I, start walking in my womanhood, that I felt like, I was like, I'm saying by any means necessary, but can I really do this thing? Like, with school, especially college kids can relate with school. Sometimes you so deep into this thing, and sometimes you sit up there and think, and you have a moment and you just like, is this something that I really want to continue to do? Is something that I can do? Is this something that I really want to do? Is this something that I'm able, if I have to go against somebody in my class, can I really beat them? Can I really do it? All of these questions like just start to, swarm around your head, and it's just like, well, dang, like, I don't know for sure if I can get this thing done. So not do you have the what, way, when, how, and why questions, but now that's starting to become an insecurity of mine, because now I'm questioning my capabilities. Now I'm questioning, now I'm adding an insecurity, and instead of me saying, no, I can do it, you got this, sis, no matter what may come, know that it's not going to be easy. I don't ever have this mindset that everything that is for you is going to be easy. Some things, yes, because when you work hard work does pay off. And I tell people, how you have this saying, work smarter, not harder. Yes, you can work smarter and not harder, but you also have to work hard enough to show people that you can get it done, that you will get it done, that you shall get it done. And not only do you have the capabilities to get it done, but you will get that done and more, and you will show them that it can be done this way. And I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to show you something else that we can add to it. I'm going to show you something else that will help us accomplish it. So I think most definitely our insecurities needs to be something that we learn to turn into a flaw, so that we can learn how to embrace that, so that it can become a flaw. Or either sometimes you have to speak these affirmations like, I can do it, I am strong, I am independent, I am a God-fearing woman, God got my back, I got this thing, I'm not going to struggle anymore, I'm going to get this thing done, even though I may have 5-6 people telling me I can't do it, and I may have screwed up, or I may have cooked that wrong, or I may have signed that paperwork that I really didn't need to sign. However, I tell people 85% of the times, a lot of people in the United States, especially young black women too, 85% we make a lot of mistakes just per 10 seconds, per minute or so, I believe the statistics say. But I will say this, we make mistakes all the time, but 85% of those mistakes, you guys, are mistakes that we can come back from. We can set a goal to come back. So make sure that you know that you're going to have mistakes in life. However, and that's for the young girls too, you're going to make those mistakes. You're going to have those wrong guys. You're going to have those young boys. You're going to put up, a couple times your makeup may not look right because you're trying to figure it out. Or, you may not pass that test this time, but you can pass it next time. You may not wipe the counter like your mama need to, or while you cooking, you may not wash those dishes. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's the old school stuff. But you may not do it that time, but work on getting it right or getting it done the next time. Or go back and ask, say, well, teacher, I know I made this on the assignment, but can you help me to understand it? Ask for help. Don't ever be prideful not to ask for help. And if you need that help, so that it doesn't become an insecurity, if you need that help and you get up and try again, get that help, ask for that help, take it seriously, take those notes. And if you can't get it, is okay. Know that it will come a time where you will get it. You will understand. Just work hard, keep studying, keep doing what you have to do till you get all the resources that you need, until you get all the information in your head that you need. And if you can't get it, and it's something that you still struggle with, accept the fact that I just have to come back to this. Don't ever just give up, but accept the fact that I have to come back to this, but it's still on my goal list to accomplish. It's still on my goal list to understand during this semester, meaning my teacher may be moving on to something different, but I can still get it done. I can still do it. So have that mentality. So the next one is beauty over brains is the go-to phrase. I tell people, I can be beautiful. So I get this all the time. People be like, you're pretty or you're beautiful or but I tell people my beauty is something that this is my melanin. This is what you can see on the outside, but what do I have on the inside? And a lot of times, it shouldn't be the phrase beauty over brains for us young Black women, especially young Black African American women or Black African American girls. It shouldn't always be this thing where we get this thing where it should not be beauty over brains. It should be she has beauty and brains, because a lot of times people don't understand that to you a person can appear some type of way, but what makes that person beautiful is not just all about physical appearance. What that person has to offer on the inside, how that person's personality is, what that person can bring to the table, what capabilities do they have, what gifts, what talents, what everything that they have that makes them them. That's what's important. How do you act? Do you carry around with attitude? That's what's important, and that's what you need to worry about, because being humble, being who you are, staying true to who you are is so much more important than you caring about how beautiful you are. Tell yourself, speak those aspirations over aspirations over you. I am beautiful. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. And when you can say what God says about you, and you can say what you are, I am beautiful, and you just keep speaking this over yourself, because there is life and power, and there's a life and death in the power of our tongue. So you have to understand, whatever you speak, you will start to believe. And so even though I may not believe what I'm saying now, I'm still calling it out. I'm still speaking in the atmosphere, because I know it shall come to pass. I know eventually I'm going to believe it. So continue to speak those things, and make sure that what is on the outside also is how you look on the inside. You do not want to sit up there and be 95 or 100% on the outside, and then struggling 50% or 38% on the inside. You do not want to be one of those people that are halfway full. You want to be a full individual, a full young girl, a full young Black woman. That's what we want to aim for. So it's no longer beauty over brains, but it's I'm gonna have beauty and brains, because I know I have the capabilities. I was born with the capabilities. I wouldn't be on this earth if I didn't have a purpose. Meaning, when it comes purpose, it comes a mind of matter. Meaning, I matter in this earth. Meaning, I matter to whoever that my family may be. Meaning, I matter to somebody's project. I matter to somebody's heart. I matter to somebody's plans, somebody's visions, my own goals, my own dreams, my own aspirations. I'm gonna get it done. I matter because I have something to prove. I have something to accomplish on this earth realm. So guess what? It's beauty and it's brains in this season. Okay, so we're going to get rid of that phase, beauty over brains, because we Black women, you Black girls especially, are more than just your beauty. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. I'm telling you, you're beautiful. I love you. And that your melanin is going to pop regardless, because that's who you are. Us Black melanin young queens, young princesses, know that you're beautiful. No matter who cares to tell you, no matter what other people may say, know that you are beautiful. Know that you are beautiful. Know that insecurity you can embrace, that flaw you can embrace, that unibrow you can embrace, that big nose, that big lips, big forehead. Look, big forehead. You can embrace. Know that you just embrace it all. Embrace it all, because it's worth it, because that's what makes you you. And know that when you love you, other people shall start to see and shall love you. So know that that's the new phase go to. It's not beauty over brains anymore. We're throwing that out 2022 and going forward. It's now I have beauty and brains, and that's on what? On period. On period. On big grades. As Foster Mac is saying, on big grades. So yes, and then last thing I want to say, we in America, I feel like everybody needs to understand this, that it's a 2-in-1 thing. And this is from me to you. Tell people, when people ask you what do you want them to see? Say it's a 2-in-1. And then explain to them what do you mean by 2-in-1. Along with the other things you may need to tell them. But if a person asks you, what do you want them to see? Well, what do you bring to the table? Tell them it's a 2-in-1 deal. Tell them that if you don't see my blackness, and if you don't see my brain, if you don't see my beauty, whatever it may be for you, I say blackness and brains because that goes hand in hand, and that seems like that's the 2-in-1 that's most common with society now that needs to be addressed and brought forward. So I say blackness and beauty. If you don't see that, then you don't see me. You don't see my blackness. You don't see my melanin. And guess what? It's okay, because that's me. That's what makes my melanin pop. That's what makes me beautiful. I don't have to sit around here. I don't have to shake my behind. I don't have to be promiscuous. I don't have to carry myself. That's something that's not even like me, not of me, not even how I was raised. I don't have to do any of that. I carry myself like a princess. I carry myself like a queen, and I shall be treated like a queen or a princess, period. By any means necessary, by all the time necessary. That's a 2-in-1 package deal. So if they don't see your blackness or your brains, they don't see you, because you can think that I'm smart, but once you see my skin color, it's like, oh, let me take a step back. No, you see the blackness. It's plenty of black people in history. Coretta Scott King, Ruby Bridges, Mammy Till, Emmett Till mother. It's so Rosa Parks. Is so many people. So many people in history that have young and African American women that have paved the way, that had the 2-in-1. You didn't think it took Emmett Till mama, Rosa Parks, all these people in history, Ruby Bridges. You didn't think it, even how young she was 6 years old, even how young she was, you don't think that it took maybe her physical appearance to a lot of people wasn't that great at the time. She's only 6, so of course she was still growing. She's still growing her facial, what made her. So, but of course, you have those people that want to be acting crazy and act like, 6 years old, you don't have anything to grow. So on the outside appearance, I may not be to your liking, but your like is extra because I love who I am and I love who I woke up to be. So that's the attitude that we're going to have going forward, 2022 and on. But also you have to understand that her blackness was what was seen before it was actually seeing her brains, because what they didn't fail to realize about Ruby Bridges was the fact that she had to have brains to get in that school. She had to have brains to pass the test, to even, matter of fact, she had to have brains to even be considered, to even be tested for an advanced placement test or advanced placement in schools. So we have to understand that it was a 2-in-1 thing, and we have to understand that it has to start being a 2-in-1 thing. You can't be a half-sided thing anymore, or one or the other. No, you get a 2-in-1 package deal, baby. This is what you get. You get, not only do you get me being beautiful and get me being this, but you also get my brains. You get me to fight for my clients. You get I know what I'm talking about. You get what I know I'm talking about when I'm saying a misdemeanor or a felony or anything else that I may say in law terms. You understand that I have studied just like you. I have worked hard or harder than you. While you were sleeping, I probably was up working. But know that it's a 2-in-1 deal. It's what makes me me, and you're gonna have to accept me. You're gonna have to take me like this, or you just maybe I'm just the wrong girl. So yeah. So continue to know that it's a 2-in-1 package. Your blackness and your brain. If you can't see both, you don't see me. And I hope that society does change, and I hope that people start to accept that it's a 2-in-1 package deal and that I have both. So why would you want me to give you one or the other when two-in-one? That's what makes me. When two is a part of me, so I'm gonna give you like a half me instead of giving you all of me, so that you can see what I'm even capable of to the full capacity of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so it's a 2-in-1 deal package, baby. That's what we're doing. All 2-in-1 deal packages. Okay, so yeah. So this is the end of this video, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure that you guys press that bell so you can get notified when I post, so that when it premieres my next episode, you guys can actually see. You guys can get that alert so that you guys can get those gems, okay? Because I'm trying my best to give it to you guys. I'm also trying to stay more consistent, so work with your girl is in school. Work with your girl, because I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to get that done for you guys, because this 4-Color Girl series is only going to get better. I'm so grateful. Also note that the word of this week is strength. Also that the scripture is Psalms 27:1. So keep that strength, y'all. We're going to have strength throughout the week, strength the rest of 2022, because the strength of a black woman is so powerful, and the strength of a black woman is not even containable to even the capacity of a brain. I feel like it, but that's just my opinion. But that's just my opinion. But yes, you guys, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Press that bell notification. Tell your friend, tell your homegirl about my YouTube channel. I'm so grateful for you guys. Love you guys. And this is not the end of the 4-Color Girls series. It shall continue. Stay tuned for next week's episode, you guys. Love y'all. Mwah. Bye. Bye.